rushes back to the kitchen to find her mother ready and waiting for her by the door. She starts putting on her shoes when her mother asks, "Do you need any help?" "Mom, I know how to put on my own shoes," she replied, rolling her eyes at her mother's silliness. Walking out the door, hand in hand, Octavia thought it couldn't get better than this. After everything they had been through, from her grandmother's death to her father's illness, everything was starting to find a little cut, and they were going to have a great time rolling in the freshly wet grass at the park. The weather was nice. Despite the chilly night, the sun shone bright and warm, casting bigger and smaller shadows of all sizes like the same color. Stretching away from her mother across the empty street, testing her mother's grip, Octavia moved around experimenting with her own shadow, laughing giddily, oblivious to the dangers surrounding her. Out of what seemed like nowhere, a masked man appeared at her side, grabbing her and painfully tugging away, when she felt a sharp jab in her other shoulder socket. As Octavia's mother struggled against his pulling by doing some of her own to keep her daughter from being taken before her eyes. Little Octavia tried helping her mother by focusing her weight onto her mother's side, but that was rather difficult when the pulling force exerted on you was enough to lift you from the safe haven out of the ground. She opted for her second option. She bowed her head, baring her teeth, and bit the stranger's hand. A curse left his mouth. And although his grip slightly loosened, it wasn't enough, because all of a sudden there was a flash of silver, and her mother was being stabbed in the shoulder. That's when some of the vein was lifted off of one side, but it was the wrong side, the side Octavia wanted to be. A white van with no windows came rushing and pulled up beside the man, who lifted her crying and threw her in the back of the van and climbed in after her. Before her mother could find the strength to redirect her attention from her pondering wound, the knife still implanted in her arm. Heart racing, kicking and screaming her lungs out, nothing worked. It only got her captor angrier. Growing frantic, clouds fogging her brain, unable to think, her breaths became shallow, short, and ragged. She kicked and struggled against the steel hands holding her in place while he was distracted, shouting something she found incoherent at the driver. With nothing but an annoyed glance, the masked man took off his disguise and threw it. He then grabbed the fire extinguisher that somehow found its way into the van and hit her on the head with such force that she could see nothing but darkness that stretched on and on, reaching for her. Waking, she was in a strange place, somewhere she has never been before. Her head was throbbing as if someone was hammering nails into it. She could only see meekly as she heard the lengthy conversations that became more and more distinguished by each waking moment. "The only one you could get," said the woman. "It's not exactly easy. Someone was with her, and the little devil put up a struggle," replied her kidnapper. "Made quite the mess out of it as well. The police are probably on their way. We'll just get on with it and cut her open. The faster she's dead, the faster we'll sell her parts. The sooner we can get the hell out of here, or deal it isn't the patient kind." All right. I say we best not waste any anesthetic on her. She's going to die anyway." The woman dressed in a lab coat reached for her restrained arm. Her captor watched on as she grew frantic, turning her head, bleeding, terrified, for the woman was going to do to her with the newly acquired saw she was holding. Her heart was beating loud, and she thought it might find its way through her ribs and out of her body before the woman made the job easier. As she positioned the saw across Octavia's chest and began forcing her way through the soft layer of skin as blood oozed out. Bleeding, struggling, heart racing, little Octavia screamed as much as her lungs and throat allowed.